All right. Finally. Hope everybody's doing good. Say hello when you come in. Let me know the stream's working. You can hear me. Somebody let me know that everything's okay, that you can hear me, that you can see my chart. Let me know the sound's all right. Awesome. Thank you. My mic is giving me a problem here. Not wanting to cooperate. There we go. Popcorn, good to see you. Marco, Pete. Hi, everybody. All right, we're just going to give it a few more minutes. Let's go out to the big picture here. Let's talk about it for a second. Those of you that have watched my live streams know what my big picture view is. But those of you that are new may not. So we're going to just go over it really quick here. All right, so if we take a look at the monthly time frame, I want you to pay attention to this range, okay? For all of Bitcoin, it has been ranging between, what is wrong with this? There we go. So we've had this very high range up here to down to 40, okay? Which is beautiful in a nutshell. So if we go on linear though, and take a look at it on just regular scale, okay? We notice that this is the biggest wave we have. This wave here was approximately $40,000 because it came from 4,000 to 64, so $60,000. Okay. Compared to 0 to up to 20,000. Okay. So this wave is 3 times as large. So when you look at it back on log, this one part right here, from here to the tippity top, is 3 times as large as from this top to 0. Being on long scale is deceiving in a way to a lot of people because they naturally want to do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a natural thing that you would want to do because you're stretching or compressing the wave up here. Okay. So with that being said, go back on regular and we take a look at this. To me, it's obvious what's happening. That we have a 1 and a 2 here. We have a 1 and a 2 of lower degree. Let me go down to the 2 weeks so you can really see this. 3, 4, 5. All of that leads into the 3 that goes with this 1 and 2. This 4 came right into the prior 4th, which is beautiful. That's what they should do, is hold support there. Because if they don't, what happens? This is all insufficient area. It drops straight through. Okay? That's what happened here. Then we pushed up for 5. So to me, we have a 5-wave move complete, which leads into a 1 of higher degree, and we're looking for a 2. Okay? So we'll go back on log scale. Let's talk about one other thing real quick here. Notice that we have this overlap right here. This price came into the top of this price. So with that being said, the only thing that can overlap in Elliott waves is 1s and 2s. Okay? 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s in an impulse wave. So you have a main impulse wave of 5 waves. Then inside your 1, inside your 3, inside your 5, you have 5 waves of lower degree. Change this degree so it makes sense. And I'll change the color. We'll make it blue. Okay? So right here overlaps, and right here overlaps. All of the stuff in between does not overlap. Notice we didn't overlap this, and this didn't overlap this. But we have this overlap. So the only thing that we could call this would either be 1, 2, 1, 2, which doesn't make sense because this 1 and 2 should be smaller in price and time than this 1 and 2. This does not make sense because remember, this is our largest wave. That makes no sense at all. But a lot of people are trying to say that. Or where's the other place that can overlap? Right here in the 3s and 4s. So the only other thing that could be going on is that this was somehow the top of a third. This is a 3rd and a 4 of lower degree. We had to have had an crazy overextended 5th wave. And this is of higher degree to 4 here. And what we're waiting on is the last 5th wave. And then we're going to correct the whole structure. So, if it's a 4th wave, we're looking at time from here. And it has not met minimum time. Minimum time is these numbers right here. And we cannot be coming up into it. We have to be coming down into it because remember, we're correcting this. Okay? So even if it's a 4, it's suggesting that this is a bear market rally and that this leg still needs a partner. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong, this can get very high, and we'll talk about that in a second. If it's a 4. Now, if it's a 2, then we have to pull from here. And we're looking at minimum next year, August, for this wave, if it's going to be a 2, to be done. Okay? Doesn't mean that we have to come back down here to $100. We can totally make a sideways 2 up here. Okay? But it's suggesting that no matter what it is, whether it's a 4 or it's a 2, that it's not over, according to time. Okay? If we take the time into consideration, which we should, because The markets move in price and in time. Okay. So with that being said, I'm leaning that it's not over. Okay. That's the way I'm leaning with it. Okay. Could I be wrong? Sure. I could be wrong about the whole entire thing. But more than likely, we're in a bear market rally. So let's talk about the bear market rally for a minute. Okay. Let's talk about, if it is a bear market rally, what is the most bullish option that we have on the table right now? The most bullish option that we have on the table is that this wave here is a 5-wave move. That we've put in 5 waves and it's going to be an A wave, that it pulled back for a B wave, and that we're about to make a very ripping C wave that's going to take this all-time high. Now, an expanded B wave can take the all-time high. It goes into the expanded B pocket, which is some extensions up here, but it is a B. Then, if we can give this leg a partner, we can even never come back to this low. This would be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, because the higher the B, the more bullish. Okay, this would be the most bullish option if this is a bear market rally. Not so bullish would be that we get an expanded flat, and that is where it breaks this low and we get a bigger wave over here. Okay, and it may come down to $10,000 or lower. And that is even with it breaking the all-time high. And the perfect example of that is the SPX here. It's done it so many times. This right here is an A wave. This is a B wave. And this is a C wave. This is an A wave. This is a B wave. This is a C wave. Okay. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sideways action. Sideways action. Okay. So that's the most bullish option if we have a bear market rally, is that it takes the all-time high with an expanded B. Okay. Now, there's lots of debate about what is this down here. Is it an A? Is it a B? Is it a C? Flat? Okay. Is it an ABC like this? Okay. None of that matters at this point. Is it a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? What matters most right now is that this wave right here is going to be the start of something. It doesn't matter about any of that other stuff, because this means that we're going higher. If this can be the start of something, that's the most important thing. So with that being said, we want this leg to be the start of something, 5 waves, and we do not want to come underneath the 618 retrace. Okay? Why do we not want to come underneath the 618 retrace? Because if this is a wave 1, a wave 2 closing candles underneath this support wouldn't make any sense at all. None. There's no reason to do that. If it comes through, so say we get some kind of, wave that comes through, we want to see a very quick buy up and a reclaim of this area. Okay? So your first chance here, if this is going to be the start of something, is going to be here. with an invalidation point of the low. Your second chance is going to be where? Right here. Okay? Because if this is the start of something, 1 and 2, we're going to get another little 1 and 2. Okay? Or it will look like this. 2 will come down, then we'll get a 1 like this, and a 2 that finds support on top. One or the other, if this is the start of something. If this is your first chance, this is your second. So bullish option, start of something, okay? There's always a bear option, right? The bear option is that this is a flat and it's done. And we've got A, B, C. Maybe we get a spike to the high of a fifth wave here. Maybe. But the longer this takes, the more less likely that's to happen. What will happen? Okay, what will happen is, say we get the spike to the high, it'll retrace ugly and it'll come underneath here like this. Okay, the whole key is coming through this green box. That would be bearish no matter what. Even if we don't get the spike to the high, coming underneath this box is bearish. If we want this to be the start of something, okay? What else would be bearish is that this is a B wave, where we have A, B, and this is actually a C wave, even if we get the hit to the high. Because what it means is we get that expanded B, and what we would hope for is that we would get the running flat where the C wave holds the green box. That would be extremely bullish. But the bearish side of it is say that it gets up underneath here and it back tests this area, then we're going to get a deeper expanded flat. And this is bearish because of this wave right here. It's going to look like something like this, and it's going to turn the whole market bearish. Then it trucks sideways, and then it rolls over, and then everyone's afraid to buy in. So we get just this weak little bounce that maybe gets up to here to back test it, and now this leg needs a partner to the downside. And that's why we don't want to see an expanded flat, because expanded flats at the top are not what you want to see. Some examples of that. Here's 1, 3, move out of the way, 3, and we get this wave. What happens? It back tests this area, and then this leg needs a partner. Here's 1. Back tests the area, then that leg needs a partner. There's a little one right here. Go down on a lower time frame, you can see it. They're everywhere at the top. It can be argued that this is 1. 3, 3, 5. What happens? It back tests it. Now this leg needs a partner. Okay? So you don't want to see them at the top. You don't want to see that happen because it will turn the market bearish. All right, so basically it boils down to that let's stay above green box, okay? And don't be surprised if we get some type of shallow retrace, if this is going to be bullish and we're going to get what we want. Wouldn't surprise me to see the 382 get nabbed. That we just get something where this leg potentially needs a little downward move, and then we're off to the races. Okay? Don't expect it to come down into the golden zone. It may not. right? So it's pretty obvious what the setup here would be. Okay. Let me see. ABC Gator, ABC zigzag can go to the 2.236. An ABC flat regular can go to the 2.236. And expanded, like what I'm talking about here, expanded flat can go to the 2.618 deepest. I think you're talking about this ABC potential here. Because it broke the low here, it would be an expanded. And 2.236 is beautiful. But it can go to the 2.618 if it wants to. But in this case, probably a hit to the high would be the end of it. If it is that, okay? And what we would hope for if it is that, and this is just another tidbit here, is that it could save itself. So say that this is the end, okay? Same thing, that it puts an X wave here. And then we go up in another 3, okay? Well, say that it goes up to the 2.236 and it's still an expanded flat because no one knows for sure, right? Well, what we would want it to do is put an X wave here and give us a connector and then give this a partner to the upside. Okay. So, but I say let's just make this a wave 1 and a wave 2 and make everybody happy. But we don't know what's going to happen, right? For sure. Let me see if there's any more questions about that. Okay. So ETH is the same, okay? It's exactly the same, guys. Girls. We want this to be the start of something, and we don't want it to come underneath the 618. Wouldn't be any reason for that. And we want to go to the moon. Doesn't matter what this count is behind here, because even if it's not bullish and it's not a 1-2-1-2, okay? Even if it's an ABC, well, we want this to be an X wave, and we want this to be a wave 1 and a wave 2 of an A wave to come. So A, B, and then C to the upside. Okay, we want to break. We want this to go as high as possible so that if we're not going back on a bull run, when this leg comes, it won't be so horrible and we could get sideways action here. Okay, ETH is exactly the same, that we want this to be the start of something and not the end of something. And the clue will be that it's the end. It's coming up underneath this green box. Okay? We don't want that to happen. So, all right, so let's take a look at the DXY here, and let's talk about that for a second. Because Bitcoin still seems to follow it. Let's talk about the count for a minute here. I have not seen another count for DXY that is valid. I've seen other counts, but they have problems. Okay, the whole problem is this overlap right here. Okay, This section here overlaps this section. And because of that, we cannot say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we have the overlap and we can't make it a diagonal. Saying that it's A, B, and then the C wave was bigger is not correct, because a fourth wave of a C wave doesn't come into an A wave. Okay, that does not happen. So with that being said, this is the best count where we have ABC for a W. This middle was a zigzag for an X. And because we have WX, we need 3 over here. This is not 3, guys. This is 5. So it has to be an A. We're in the process of a B, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And unfortunately, we're going to get a C. So this whole leg was Bitcoin's leg here. This downwards is this. Okay. Big question is B over. I don't think so. Okay. I think that B is going to try to retrace the A some more, probably up to the golden zone. I take that back. I'm sorry. So again, the big question is B over with. Okay. We have, let me get this off here. All right. So let me go down lower here so you can see. So we have this move to the upside. Okay. That could be, this is A here. That could be B, meaning that C is on its way to create this B. Okay. The only problem I have with that is how shallow it was. But there's no rule that says B has to come to the golden zone. It can go to the 236, 382, whatever. It can be shallow. So with that being said, breaking these lows are going to be the clue that the C wave is on its way. Okay. If it turns before breaking these lows, then more than likely it's coming up higher to the golden zone before C is coming. So say if it goes straight down, breaking the lows, then this is probably going to be a wave 1, wave 2, and we're on our way. Okay, because DXY is going to be coming downward. If it turns before breaking the low, then more than likely something else is going on here. And maybe we're going to get this type of correction here. Or even the expanded flat. But like I said, Bitcoin can still save itself by putting a correction here and then giving this leg a partner when this leg comes. But when this leg comes, is when this partner's coming. Okay, so it's a little complicated right now, but we have to wait and see what does the DXY do. Does it break these lows? Or does it turn? Okay. And right now, looking on the smaller time frame, to me, it's very likely that it may turn upwards, because this wave right here looks corrective to me. Where this leg, this would be connector wave, would give itself a partner up to that golden zone. Okay, but I could be wrong, and all it's going to take is a break of these lows. Okay, so if this just keeps going, then this is very ugly 5-wave move, and that's what it is. Which is possible. for sure. Okay. So hopefully that all makes sense there. All right. Let's see what we have here for requests. So let me say this before I get into the request. Move this out of the way. All right. Somebody was an early bird with their request. Let me go here. XBG. On BitThread. Well, let me see if this other exchanges have that, because that's important. Yeah. All right. So see how this was coming down. What's the date? That's 2018. And it broke its lows here. Let me go back to your chart. Okay. So this was some type of exchange thing here. Okay. So I would totally disregard these wicks. All right. Because they don't apply. So with that being said, I would, so the first option here is that the bullish option is that this is the lows. This is the start of something and it's going to go mega bullish. Okay. We'll take a look at this in just a second. The bearish option is that this is pairing up with this wave back here where this was A, all of this was B, and now it intends to make a C wave. Okay. That would be the bearish option. And then when it's done, it would give this section here a partner. And then if Bitcoin's ready to go on a bull run at that point, then it would go bullish from there. So while this is in the making, I would pay attention to what extensions you're hitting. Okay. More than likely, you know, it could take this high, no problem. All right. So right now this looks like we've got the top of a third wave here. You want to see a fourth and then a fifth, okay, to give divergence right here between these highs. If it's done, okay, and, or first of all, you don't want to break this low right here, okay? If this is going to be a fourth and a fifth to the upside, these lows have to hold. Coming underneath there is going to suggest that this wave is done and it's correcting itself, and more than likely it's coming back to this area right in here, okay, for support, right in this correction here. And then you would look at it as a 1 and a 2, okay, invalidation at the low. So if it's going to be a 4th, it's got to hold and push up to the upside. If not, it's correcting for a 2. This looks like a 5-wave move to me. And then, so this would be 1 and 2 of a big C wave is the bearish option. And then the bullish is that it just goes completely on a bull run. All right. So want that to be the start of something. Wanted to see how far back it went. So we want this to be a 5-wave move here for a wave 1. We want to see a wave 2. So let's look at this bounce and see what it is. All right, so this wave looks like it needs a partner. That wave really looks like it needs a partner. Let me look at it more closely. All right. So this more than likely is a connector, but coming over the 618, probability shifts that that's not the case and that it's the 2 is in. Okay. If it doesn't come through the 618, then we're looking at a B wave, and then this leg gets its partner to the downside. It can come this deep if it wants to. It just can't break this low. This looks 5 waves to me. Okay. So what the bullish option is, you're looking for a 2. You're going to have to see if this comes through the 618, see if this is going to be the start of something, but more than likely this leg needs a partner. Okay. And of course, there's always a chance that this is an A wave, that this pullback is going to be a B, and then you get a C, and then it wants this leg to have a partner. But this looks long enough in time that the 2 potentially is in. Okay. The longer, so say that, you know, it does something like this, and then this leg gets a partner, okay? It shouldn't take that long. If when it takes that long, you're more than likely have a B here and not a wave 2. So really, this needs to be the start of something. Is this, I hope this is it. All right, well, this has just been going down, 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 down. So all right, this is the area right here that needs to be taken out to prove that it's bottomed. More than likely, there's a good chance of that. We've got this very low under 30 area and then bullish divergence here. Okay, so there's a good chance that this is the low. Okay. So with that said, we want this to be the start of something. But unfortunately, it doesn't look the greatest in the world here. So the only thing to make it bullish that it could be now, this really looks like a flat, unfortunately. So bearish option is that it's a flat and that it's going to get another rollover. Okay. The bullish option is that it ended here, and the only bullish option it has is this would have to be a 1-2-1-2. Okay. So there's no coming underneath this low now. That's the only option it has, is that maybe it's a 1-2-1-2. So really it would need to hold the top of here. Okay. Once if it breaks that area, 1-2-1-2 probably is not happening and it's rolling over. But it really looks like if it did roll over, that would be the last one, because of all the major high time frame divergence that it has, and the high time frame has reset itself underneath 30 here with the divergences. So it would have double if it rolled over divergence. And that would be the end. I'm telling you right now, they would be ready to go if it rolls over again. I hope that makes sense. It's a complicated one. And if I had to guess, that's a flat and it's going to roll over again. But if you were to thinking of, buying in or investing in this, honestly, I'd wait for it to reclaim this area right here. I would want to see this do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then pull back into this, and give us this support like this. That would be my buy-in at $1.20. That is the safer play, is to make it prove itself. All right, let's see who's next. Yeah. AGLA. Well, I guess that's the only one. All right, so basically we want this run here to be a 1. We're looking for a 2, okay? So let's look at this. And fortunately, that's a 3-wave move. This is the zigzag. But it can save itself and go higher. It's already tapped the 618 here. It can go higher by resetting itself to the lows. Okay. And then give this flag a partner. All right. That's the only bullish case here, because that's not an impulse wave. So it would almost be better for it to break this low. Just go ahead and roll itself over and then get a fresh start for the upside. Because if it goes from here, it's just going to be a bear market rally where we get 3, 3, and then we could get 5 here. But then this leg's going to get a partner. So it's better that it just comes on over, breaks this low, and then starts anew. Hope that makes sense there. Right, Rayan, I think is your name. All right, what else we got here? Waves. All right, so waves more than likely here. A lot of these alts broke this low. We really wanted this. All of these alts had this nice wave to the upside, but some of them broke it. And with that being said, once they broke it, then it's no longer can it be impulsive. It won't go impulsive. So the only thing it can be now is that it's giving itself a partner. All right. So right now, it's taken out the 618. Hasn't quite reached the 1-to-1. I would say that it's probably going for this area right here. So let's look at this and see where is it in its. All right. So all right, this is a little bit of a confusing one. All right, because we've got let's see. All right, so more than likely, if it can hold this wick, it's in a fourth and it's going to try to push up for an additional fifth. If it loses this wick, then you're looking for this to go higher and hold support on this support line back here. Okay. So you want to go higher. So we want this to be a wave 1. So wave 1, sorry, wave 1, wave 2, and then do a 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay. But it could be in a fourth potentially, but it can't lose this wick if that's the case. and then it would push up for a fifth, and then you're still looking for the same thing, for the 618 to hold for a 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Okay. So all right. Algo. I think I have Algo up here. Oh, maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. All right, if it's bottomed. Well, there's a good chance that it has. Okay. And the only thing I don't want to see happen right now is I don't want to see it lose this 1-to-1. Because what's going to happen if it loses the 1-to-1? There's nothing under there to hold it. Okay. So it's almost to the line in the sand right now. So if this is going to be the start of something, and this is going to be its pullback, we don't want to lose the 1-to-1, and it's very close. So what we want to see it happen is hit the 1-to-1 here. Maybe it can wick through it a little bit. Then we want to see V-shaped recovery and this area reclaimed. We want to see this bird look. Okay. So this would be your invalidation right here. And then we want to see 3. Then we want this area taken out with the 3. 4, just consolidate on that, and then 5. Okay. Then we want it to pull back and flip all of this to support and prove that this is going to be a 1 and a 2. So first chance, second chance. Okay. If it breaks the 1-to-1, it's going to fall. Okay. Because there's these candle closes here are its last option. And that's going to mean that it's not bottomed. And unfortunately, it's not going to be good because it's going to break its lows here. And then we can't say that this is a diagonal anymore. So it doesn't mean that all is lost. All it means is that when it decides that it's found its bottom, okay, so say that this rolls over, breaks its bottom, we want to see the same exact thing, V-shaped recovery and this area reclaimed. Then we want 3. We want to see the same exact thing, just it'll be lower. And this would be the start of something new. Okay. If it decides it's going to go bull run, then this would be the start of its potential wave 1 if it breaks this low. Okay. So it really needs to hold that 618. It needs to hold it and not break this low. It's a shame that a lot of these alts have done this. It really is. So Pete, I hope that cleared it up for you. Okay. Of what it needs to happen. Um, well, here's the thing. This to me looks like the start of something, and this looks like a pullback for it. So more than likely, it's going to find support right around in here. $618 would be the deepest. So you were asking for see an alt season. Well, this would say no, okay? Because this is probably the start of something. But another thing is the Bitcoin dominance. What is it again? Hold on a second. So, is it? No. Here it is. Oh my lord. This was a long time ago. Guess it rang true, didn't it? Whenever I did this. All right. So, this needed to prove. Let me look at this again. Okay, so bullish option with the Bitcoin dominance is that this is the start of something and that it's going to give this a partner to the upside. So this would be 1, it would pull back for 2, flip all of this to support, and then it would be ripping to the upside and cremate the alt. It would be not that the alts wouldn't do whatever Bitcoin is going to do, just Bitcoin will outperform. Okay. The bearish option is that this 5-wave move is a C wave and that it's attached to back here. Okay. So we're not going to know until it corrects. So coming underneath here is going to be bearish. Let this finish. It looks like it's in a little fourth, could have a fifth to go. And then 618 is taken out. Then hooray for the alt. Okay. If this comes off the top in a controlled 3-wave move, and then, you know, something like this, that's very bullish. That means this is the start of something. If you see very harsh rejection that looks like this, that gives hope for an alt season. Because more than likely the bounce better be big or it's going to break the 618, and this is the start of something to the downside. Hope that makes sense there. And Miles, I just did Bitcoin dominance for you. So it's pretty simple. Looks like it needs a hit to the high. And we're going to have to see, does it correct controlled and flip all this to support? Or does it reject hard and get up underneath there? If it does, that means it was attached back here as an ABC. And that this leg here is getting a partner, which would be bad for Bitcoin. The alts would completely outperform it. All right, so let's do DOT. So DOT is one of those that broke its low, unfortunately. We wanted this leg to be the start of something new, big, and because it broke the low, its only bullish option now is to give this leg a partner over here which it could give it a big C wave, okay? Something like that. That would be the bullish option. But that just means that then afterwards, this leg's going to get a partner. Okay? Um, let's look at this. Let's see what this is. That's going to give us more clarity about, are we going to get this leg, or is this leg here already starting more downside, which would be just so bad because look where it's at. Okay? There's nothing underneath here to hold it. It could just die. So this really needs to be the start of something big, a big C wave, so that it can get back up here before this leg comes. All right. So if it's going, it's got overlap. All right. So the only thing dot has going for it is maybe it's a diagonal. So no coming under the 618 here. It needs to make this a connector, give this leg a partner, come on down and correct itself. That would be the best thing to do, and I'm going to tell you why. That way, this could potentially be a wave 1 and a wave 2, and it can go 3, 4, 5, very bullish. If it continues to do, another wave to the upside, pull back, another wave to the upside, and continues these higher highs and higher lows, it's climbing correctively. It's not going to have any options, and all it will mean is that this is just a connecting wave, and this leg is going to get its partner to the downside, and it means that it's going to break these lows. It's going to give another 3-wave move over here. So it really needs to make this a little connector, give this wave a partner, come on down to the 618, reset itself, and then rip to the upside. That's the only bullish option it has, unfortunately. It looks bad. So, trying to see if there's another option. Not really. Other than just completely ripping to the upside. But I don't see how it could do it because this looks like a little flat. And it would be the best thing. Then give this a partner, come on down, and then make this a diagonal. So that's its best hope right there. And hopefully it can do it. I mean, it has got 2 resets here. I mean, and if it, that's its best hope right there. A lot of these alts don't look good, unfortunately. All right. Gator, can you look? Oh, Q and T. I didn't see that part. I was like, and then you're asking, oh, okay. All right, so of course we would want Bitcoin dominance to tank, right? That would be better for the alt. All right. So right now it's on the 0.5 and the 618. If it's going to roll over, we want to see this part, this area be reclaimed, okay? If it's going to wick through the 618 down to this 1-to-1. That would be fine, just as long as it gives us a 5-wave move up and reclaims this area. This is your buy-in right here, okay? Only other thing is to put an order here with a stop at the low, or wait for this to be reclaimed. All right, we want this wave to be a wave 1. We want this to be a wave 2. Okay, it's got a little middle connector here. This wave, looks like it could be done with a little rollover. Needs to reset itself. Yes, it needs to reset itself. This is a flat right here. So it needs to break these lows, come on down, reset itself. And reclaim this. Okay, and then you asked returns compared to Ether Bitcoin. Well, it's all going to depend on the Bitcoin dominance and what it is going to do. And I think you were here. Oh yeah, you asked about Bitcoin dominance. So see if what it does, and that's all going to be, you know, nobody can really say. Some of these alts, no matter what Bitcoin dominance is doing, they rip more. But you know, if this is going to give you what you want, okay, we can get a C wave that takes this all-time high. The 1-to-1 is at 391. So worst case, it hits the 618 and fails. Okay, but if it can get up and over this section right here, then you're guaranteed probably at least the 1-to-1. Okay. That's a good return. Okay. I mean, that's good. And okay, if it did that, then that's even better, right? So, you know, any of the alts that haven't broken that low and have these moves like this are ones to be looked at. Let's see. Max, and Ahmed, I haven't forgot about your soul. Well, I was looking at, like, here's the thing, guys. We got to stay away from, or it's a good idea to stay away from the ones that have been included in that finance thing. Okay? and the Coinbase thing. There's a list that you can look up, and, you know, just be careful with those, okay? Most of the ones, I'll be honest, most of the ones I was looking at broke their lows. So I'm on like a mad hunt again. And I haven't had the time to really, this one looks good. Here's one. This one looks good. I really like XRP. Okay. XRP looks beautiful for upside. Even though I feel that it's going to be corrective, it has big potential because this right here, my chart would load. Oh, that's okay. This right here is a connector. Okay. And worst case, it comes to the 1-to-1. And it's either going to give this leg a partner or there's, you know, more price. Let me get on the right one. Do this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a connector. Worst case, it comes to the 1-to-1. It needs to stay on top of this support. No going underneath that. It looks beautiful to do it. This is 3. This is 3. Probably get 3 here. And then either this leg's getting a partner leg or this whole section is getting a partner. And if it's this whole section, we'll get 3, and then 3, something like that. So I'm eyeballing XRP. What was the other one that I was all about? This one looks great. Look at this move. What was the other ones? This one looks good. So you want to find the ones that have moves off the bottom like this, where you can see a big separation of a third wave. Okay, so it's probably got a 5th, and then it's going to pull back, flip all this to support, and then it's on. This is what you want to see. All right. Let's see. Link. Or no, wait a minute. I don't want to miss anybody. I thought somebody asked for Soul. There it is. All right, so look at Soul. Okay. It's got this move, and it didn't break the low. It did 3, 3, 3, whatever, doesn't matter. Connector held this as support, and now it's bouncing off of it. So we want this ugly climb here to be the start of something. And right now, it's got overlap here, here. So with that being said, could be, we could turn it, say it's a diagonal. So we really need Sol to give us a correction. Because if it keeps climbing, then it's going to invalidate the diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And we don't want that to happen. So Sol needs to at least use this leg and do something like this. Break this trend line. If it can do that, then we could say 1, 2, let's go. Okay? Otherwise, here's what it would need to do. Okay, this is what you got to watch for. Watch for it to correct. Okay, that would be beautiful. It would mean invalidation point here. Let's go long. Or keep climbing and get up on top of this support. So say that it keeps making higher highs, higher lows, and it gets up here and then it pulls back onto that. Doesn't matter what this is. Okay, because I've seen uglier waves that have been able to take off. This is telling you I'm giving this leg at least a partner to the upside. Okay. And it could come back to here with that partner. All right. So either pull back and then go, or get up on top of here and flip this to support. Hope that made sense. Link. BH, it did? It broke its low? Did it? Probably did, didn't it? Crap. Okay, so with that being said, it broke its low. All right. But this could be a wave. All right. So say it's in a fourth wave, it has a hit to the high. We just want it to flip this area right here to support, and then it could give us another wave. Right? So we still want this to be the start of something. Bearish option is that it's connected back here. 3, 3, and then this is going to be 5, and it's a flat. And then what will it do? It'll tank right back down and do this. Okay. So we need it to push up again, get up above this, and flip it to support to prove that this is going to be the start of something. Okay. All right. See how this has been going sideways? That is classic connector to this. Okay. But what we want it to do is give us an upside move. Do, this. Give us a connector like that and back test this area right here. So to do that, if it's going to do it now, this little guy right here needs to be the start of something where we've got A, B, and then we get a ripping C wave. Okay. Now, if this is not the start of something, invalidation is going to be when it takes out 420. So if this is going to be A, and it rolls over again, and this is going to be B, and then we're still going to get that C wave, it can't take out 420. Okay. But let's see what this is right here. No overlap. So this looks promising. All right. So right now, it could have, just like Bitcoin, another hit to the high to come. It did have divergence between these two. Okay. Just be careful of that, all right? So say that it doesn't break these wicks, doesn't come down any further to the 618 retrace, all right? And it gives this wave to the upside. If this is not going to be a fifth wave, and then it's going to make the 2 and come down, it's going to stay on top of this. So if we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you want it to pull back and stay on top of here. Okay, controlled pullback flips all of this to support. Otherwise, it's a fifth wave if it does that, and then it's going to correct for the 2 or 1, 2, okay? But this looks very promising for a 5-wave move. What I don't know is if this hit to the high is going to happen, where this is a 4th and then we get a 5th. Okay. But either way, whether that happens and then it corrects or it doesn't do it and it gives us more downside, this should get a partner at least. Okay, we want it to be a 1, a 2, then get 3, 4, 5. Most bearish case is that it's an A, it pulls back for a B and just gives a little C like that. That would be the bearish case. But this looks very promising. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for sticking it out with me. I think I got everybody's requests. So before I go, if you email me today, I will give you a nice discount on the course. And don't forget about the free trials to the Discord. You just have to email me your Discord name. Okay? The links are in the description below. You guys have a great day.